Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new podcast. Dear YouTubers, dear friends, dear citizens of Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. As you know, I am one of the electoral candidate of 2020 presidential elections. Tonight we are going to focus on significant amount of new issues, and we are going to make good emphasis on very surface breaking latest news, especially about Akıncı and one of his greatest blunders. Let us now focus on the issue, dear audience. As you know, a few days ago, Mr. Akıncı has made a very great blunder, according to many people and many authorities. But actually, did he make a great blunder, or is this the reality of Mustafa Akıncı? Of course, it is the reality. It is the Akıncı reality. He didn't act like a Trojan horse. He divulged his faults, and as we know, that I mentioned several times before, that he is a Greco-philic person and a little Turkophobic individual. Forget that he is the president of TRNC now. He harbors a lot of vengeance against patriot Turks and the Turkish army, and his heart and soul is never embarrassed by these faults and by divulging his faults. So he has been lambasted, rebuked, and condemned harshly by plenty people, both authorities and by normal individuals. And this made a lot of differences in this electoral campaign, and Akıncı has knocked himself down, and he played a Russian roulette, as I reiterated before, and this is not the first of Akıncı, the first bad performance of Akıncı, but it is his nth bad performance, dear audience. As we know, that this is a heralding for all of us, because Akıncı has knocked him out of the electoral campaign and of the elections. You know, during the second leg of the previous elections, he received significant amount of votes from the right-wing electorate and from a significant amount of patriot people of TRNC. But now he is never and ever going to be able to receive those precious votes. So this condemnation, objurgation, and disapproval will send Akıncı out of the office, out of the presidential palace. It is 100% apparent. So he has become obnoxious and notorious in the eye of genuine patriot people of TRNC. He's begging to the Western world. He wants to ask some help from Boris Johnson, who is the man that never likes the Turks and the Muslims, Boris Johnson. Or he wants to be in better ties with the Greek side, but the Greeks do not like him. Even he acts very Greco-philically, as I told, and while he acts Turkophobically. So his votes have diminished a lot and plummeted, and now Akıncı and all the other politician candidates have acknowledged that the electorate of 2020 are not gullible. So Akıncı as a disbeliever, Akıncı as an agnostic, Akıncı as a heretic, Akıncı as an unpatriotic person fired himself out of these elections and received a tremendous amount of red cards from the population, as these cards are just justified, and he deserves them 100%, their audience. So he has been erased from the wish lists of people, and his popularity now is faded, is wilted. and this popularity is never and ever going to be gained again. He is not now and then one of the beloved of the community because he acted mindlessly and he caused a lot of friction between the Turkish authorities and himself and between the Turkish nationalists. So now he has to confine himself and he needs a curfew for himself. A lot of apprehension, tension and annoyance causer Akıncı. Dear audience, now let us focus on the other candidates which are going to race with me, biiznillah, in the 2020 elections. I'm going to look from a different angle. As you know, the Greek side is very harshly and very relentlessly armamenting themselves. Very lately, they want to buy missiles from France by paying 240 million euros. And according to today's news, we saw an Italian warship in our waters. And they are, as I reiterated before, have got very significant links with USA, with Egypt, with France, with England, and they make military exercises, which this means that they are becoming more and more bellicose, more and more jealous day by day. But we neither receive any amount of condemnation from Tatar, from Özersay, or the other candidate, which is lagging behind all of them. Now, Tatar, who has been tailored probably by AKP party's mentors, have been put on a tour of journey. Now they sent him to England in order to increase his popularity. But this failed again. And then they're going to call him, because it's on the agenda of them, to Turkey to make some amount of speeches, etc., etc., etc. But while Tatar is the prime minister now, we receive a lot of increment in the taxes and in the electricity bills, and the amount of the salary and wages that wanted to made an increment in that, we received a very small amount of increment. So Tatar and his party deservedly will lose a lot of votes and will face a very great depression and desperation. So Tatar is playing his cards very badly. He also is playing a Russian roulette with himself, because he is acting very mindlessly, because his mentors are from the outside. He could mentor himself if he could act logically with a very significant amount of diligence, but Tatar chose the wrong solution, and he gave his everything to other people to tailor his electoral program. And so we see also that Tatar is not an inclusive man. Whoever we talk to, they say that they do not pay any respect and they do not harbor any love in their hearts against Tatar, because they know all his performance for years and years and years. On the other hand, that the left wing made a lot of mistakes. We didn't hear any condemnation from Tatar or other candidates, because they are only seat dependent and vote dependent. They are not just people, they are not merciful, they are not genuine patriots, or they are not scientists or artists. So they are not wholeheartedly dedicated for the well-being of their community and for entire humanity. So Tatar is in a very great loss, as we can see very apparently. Now Özersay has loomed away and possesses no promises. He is as close as an oyster. He is extremely reticent, and he is a wanted man, like in the cartoon Dooby-Doo, that some of those boys and girls and their dogs fell sometimes due to a trap. Now Özersay has fallen down, and we cannot see where Özersay is. So we have written a wanted poster and hang up it everywhere for the well-being of Mr. Özersay, so we can understand if he is dead or alive. And this is an irreversible extinction for Özersay. So maybe some of the pioneer scientists serve some of his chromosomes to be reserved in a science lab for the future. The last candidate, the president of YDP party, is also in a very great loss. He cannot campaign in our country, so he went to a university in Turkey, Dumlupınar University, to become a little bit popular, because he has got nothing to talk to his community. That's why Erhan Arıklı is also faded, wilted away. And in short, I want to say that I accept none of them as rivals to me, because they possess no confidence, no wholehearted dedication, no intelligence. They are not trailblazers. They are not benchmarks. And in short, they all are rotten apples, and rotten apples spoils the barrel. So they are also very voracious, very greedy, only politically. They are not dedicated, as I told a few minutes ago, for the well-being of our country. So dear audience, as the situation is growing very bleak and tensions are increasing due to Greek side's armament, we need a very brave and intelligent president. So please vote for me in the 2020 elections to secure your future, to secure our country. Thank you very much for your sincere dedication and attentive listening. Be always in a very fortunate and good situation. May God be with you always. Take care of yourself. Until a new video, see you later.